Furloughs, layoffs, and reduced services will be coming to the city of Denver. Good afternoon. I'm Kim Christensen.
And I'm Sam Shocker. Today, Denver Mayor Mike Johnston announced a major budget deficit, $250 million between this year and next. Marshall Zellinger is here now. And Marshall, how did the city suddenly get a checkbook with $250 million in the negative?
Right. As detailed by Denver Mayor Mike Johnston, the city expenses are higher than the money coming in. He blamed sales tax revenue that is not jumping from last year. He blamed an overall economic outlook nationwide and overall higher costs. Denver City Council members have been pressing Johnston for a budget deficit number for more than a month. Today we found out the city is short $50 million this year and $200 million next year. As a result, city employees will be furloughed. The lowest paid will be unpaid for 2 days, the Friday before Labor Day and the day after Thanksgiving. The highest paid employees will be unpaid for 7 days this year. The mayor also said some city employees will be laid off. And he defended the spending on migrant and homelessness services, which is about $76 million this year.
But also, we do not have any encampments in our city center. We do not have any large encampments anywhere in the city. If you are running a business in this city or have a home in this city, that is a transformational change that makes you more likely to do business here or live here. And so those are investments we have made. They have paid off. They have worked. We will keep making them. And that will actually be a key driver to economic growth. So the key is actually investing in the things that drive growth, and this is one of them.
There was no announcement of specific city service cuts, nothing like fewer hours at the rec center or the library. Johnston said trash would be picked up and public safety would still be prioritized. And by the way, police officers and 911 call takers are exempt from the furloughs. The specific city cuts that will apparently come throughout the year, we'll hear about that taking place next year most likely. I also talked with the mayor after the announcement about his proposal to give raises to his cabinet members who are among the highest paid city employees, while now talking about furloughs. That's not happening anymore, the raises. That's part of our conversation on Next with Kyle Clark at 6 o'clock.
That's super interesting, and I knew you would ask that, Marshall. Did this news come as a surprise to somebody like you, who covers this all the time?
I didn't know what the number was. That's something that we've been hearing from City Council asking, what is the deficit number? But once we found out it was $3-figure million, the result, the furloughs, and then the city, the layoffs perhaps is surprising. The furloughs, once you know the number, that doesn't seem all that surprising, but not knowing what that denominator is, it's hard to know what happens after that. So overall, yeah, surprised with how significant the number is, and then the end result, it feels like, 2009, COVID again. I'd like to look back at what the service cuts were then to get an idea of what we might be facing looking forward.
Well, you will. I know you will in the days and weeks ahead, and we're looking forward to what you have on it next today. Thanks so much. Other big news in Denver today, you can take away the interim. David Adelman is the head guy for the Denver Nuggets.
That's right. The team made the announcement this afternoon. We got 9 News Nuggets reporter Chris Tavares in the house. So, Chris, were you surprised by this?
Not really. I think this was why Josh Kroenke made the. In fact, Josh Kroenke told us straight up this is why he made the move. He said that when they fired Mike Malone with just 3 games left in the regular season, he wanted to give David Adelman a chance to prove that he could do the job full time. And it seems like he passed that test with flying colors, leading the Nuggets to the second round of the playoffs and coming 1 game away from making the Western Conference Finals. Adelman won the final 3 games of the regular season to lock up a playoff berth and home court advantage in the first round, and he led Denver to a series win over the Clippers, who were arguably the hottest team in the NBA, entering the playoffs on an 8-game winning streak. And then he took the 7th best team in regular season history to the brink, pushing the Thunder to 7 games.
One of the things that I am very comfortable with, and hopefully our fan base has seen, was how the players came together and really rallied around our coaches and our coaching staff. And so we're going to be moving forward with David Adelman as our head coach, moving forward for next season and beyond. I think that the way the group really rallied around him, and not only a different voice but a different style of communication, was fantastic to see. And so we're really excited about him, both what he's shown over the last 6 weeks and then having a full summer, a full training camp, and a full year to get things under his belt before we go back at it again this time next year.
Now, the next step for Kroenke is to hire a general manager. He did say he wants to take a little more time to make that hire, but sounds like that search is completely wide open. Going to consider all factors, internal, external, everything.
So call me crazy. I thought you did it the opposite way. Hire the GM and then you hire the coach.
Typically, yes, because you want the GM to have his guy and have them be on the same page, on the same cycle. Kroenke obviously feels and thinks highly enough of David Adelman that he wants to just go with him. Whoever he brings in as general manager, he's going to make sure, hey, this is our guy, so we want to make sure you're on the same page. If there's someone who philosophically completely different from Adelman, I don't think he's going to be your GM, because then you're just going to have the same situation you had with Booth and Malone, where they're button heads and not on the same page.
Yeah, that wasn't a good situation. They don't want to bring in more drama.
Exactly.
They don't want to be on the Housewives of something in the
they
Denver
don't.
Nuggets.
Housewives of a Mile High.
Yeah, something like that. All right. Chris, we know you have much more later on
For
this
sure.
afternoon. Thank you. It's official. The Rockies have made history, just not the kind they would really like. They lost to the Phillies today, 2-0. Their 42nd loss of the year. That's the most losses in the first 50 games of the season in a modern baseball era. It's not going to get any easier because the Yankees are coming to town tomorrow. I saw a Yankees flag driving to work today.
You did?
Yes. Coming up later this hour, our Jack of all trades, Jack Linehan, will break down some of the stats behind this historically bad start for the team.
Oh my goodness. Well, let's take a live look outside. We're getting ready for the long weekend. It's going to be hot. We could even see some severe storms before the weekend is over. But I know one Rockies #1 fan. There she is, Chief Meteorologist Kathy Sabin, never wavers.
Always raising your flag,
Always.
the Rockies flag.
I love our Colorado Rockies. And for those of you that are going out to the game tomorrow, bravo, because all it takes is a spark, one game, and they'll be off on a winning streak. You just wait and see. Tomorrow, the weather is going to be spectacular for baseball or anything you want to do. Mid-80s tomorrow. So enjoy that, because things will take a turn for the weekend. We are tracking a little bit of cloud cover along the foothills and the chance for an isolated shower tonight, mainly east of Denver. Temperatures are soaring way above the average of 73. We've been in the upper 70s all afternoon. The wind just will not lay down, though. We've got gusty winds out of the south and southeast to 20 and 30 miles per hour. So that's kind of a pain, I know. And we have a little weather system approaching from the north. So we have a little moisture in the atmosphere. Can't rule out an isolated shower tonight, but the heavy thunderstorms are south and east of us in Oklahoma and Texas, where a severe thunderstorm watch has been posted. Not much on the radar yet, but just kind of watching to see with heating of the day if we're going to get one or two of these going, because there is a slight marginal risk that we could see a thunderstorm east of Denver tonight. The hail producing storms are south and east of us in Oklahoma City and probably down toward the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So chance for an isolated shower, a weak storm early, and then skies clear. We're on our way to a very warm day tomorrow. But it's the weekend. Everybody wants to talk about the holiday weekend. So coming up with your weather headlines, we'll detail the timing of the afternoon storms each day so you can make your plans.
And talking weather, today marks 17 years since the last deadly tornado in Colorado. In 2008, an EF3 tornado more than a mile wide hit Windsor. One person was killed, 78 others were hurt. That tornado stayed on the ground for nearly 40 miles through Weldon and Larimer counties. The tornado brought wind speeds of nearly 165 miles per hour. It caused an estimated $147 million in damage, making it the costliest tornado in state history. Today, we got an update on those 4 tornadoes that hit the Eastern Plains on Sunday. The National Weather Service confirmed yesterday that 3 were EF2 strength. They checked some records to see just how rare it is to see 3 in one day. Only 12 days had multiple EF2 or stronger tornadoes. The most EF2 or stronger recorded in one day was 6. That was in July of 2018 near Brush, Colorado. Since 1995, there have been 40 EF2 tornadoes in our state.